Hey internet homies, Nico here, and we are dropping a special bonus episode for everyone today. This is actually one of our Patreon episodes that we put out every month. It's called NPC Interludes. We actually have a couple different things that we're putting out for additional content on Patreon, but we wanted to take a chance to kick this out to all of you so that you could kind of hear what's been going on for our Patreon members. The idea behind the NPC interludes is that the NPCs in the world are still currently doing things while the heroes and villains are away getting into all the shenanigans that they get into. So here are some clips from the different NPCs. Some of them you have met in previous episodes and you're getting kind of caught up with what they've been doing. And some of these NPCs are characters to come that have not yet been introduced to the show, but will later on. So sit back, relax, and get ready to dive into the NPC interludes. Scene 1. Cypher makes his way to Mike's Dive in Cheddar. Mike's Dive is bustling tonight. Almost every table is full. At this hour, few people are actually eating anything, and most have turned to just drink. Several are clearly inebriated. Not Mike stands behind the rail, towel in one hand, a cup in another, as he continually cleans it, waiting for the next order to come up to the bar. Mike's Dive has no servers, so if a patron would like a drink, they need to make their way up to see him specifically. The only door to the outside opens quickly, and two men enter into the pub. None of the other patrons seem to notice, or really care. The first man is a human with a bald head, broad shoulders, and a pinched face. He is followed closely by an elven man with braided hair and a half a dozen daggers placed around his belt. The two make their way to the bar. Not Mike glances in their direction and says, "Sit wherever you'd like."
So, this is the infamous Mike's Dive. I've heard a lot of things about this establishment from an old friend of mine.
Oh, who's that?
It doesn't matter. He's dead now anyway. I heard you offer Gag Me a special discount.
I do.
Cypher pulls his Gag Me cloak from around his back and shows it to Not Mike.
Does it have to be the Cheddar chapter here? Or does my old Sharvasi cloak still pull some weight this far south?
Yeah, it holds up.
Well, isn't that wonderful?
What's your name, friend?
My name is Cypher. The pleasure is all mine. We would like a couple of mugs of ale and 2 bowls of the stew. Oh, I heard that the portal is still active in the basement. The one that is connected to Maraxi's tower?
It is, but it is supposed to be on the down low. Gag Me and Cheddar leadership are the only ones in the know, so keep it down. I don't want word out that there is an uncontrolled magic here.
Your secret is safe with us. Now how about that stew?
Not Mike leaves to the back room where he puts in an order for stew to Large Marge. Cypher turns to his companion.
Is your man good to go?
Yes, just waiting on my signal.
Good. If that colossal cook in the back doesn't come out, I'll need you to put her down.
It shouldn't be too hard, but I don't believe it'll be an issue. Every time there's a brawl in here, she comes out of the kitchen to help the bartender break it up. My concern is the 2 city guards in the basement.
Don't you worry about them one bit. The guards are my concern.
If you say so. Do you think we're going to find the tools when we get there?
Easily. Whispers was a mad genius in many ways, but in others, he was just mad. I have no idea why Duché would have boosted him to lieutenant and put him in the tower. In any case, I have a feeling I know exactly where he hid him, and the Gag Me adventurers would most likely never have looked.
So? Where?
Under his mattress. He used to keep all his private stash under his mattress.
Oh, that's enough for now. Here comes the bartender.
Not Mike returns to the table carrying 2 bowls of stew with 2 sides of stale bread.
Here are those 2 bowls of stew. How are the mugs treating you? Need another round?
Don't mind if we do.
Not Mike turns around to refill the 2 mugs. Cypher nods to his companion, who in turn motions to a dwarven man in the back of the room. The dwarven man calmly stands up, picks up his chair with both hands, and smashes the chair into the back of the man who was sitting near him at the next table. The victim's 2 friends stood up immediately and rushed to the dwarven man, where the tavern brawl begins in full earnest.
Marge, I'm gonna need a hand.
I'm coming. When I get my hands on you little punk asses, I'll teach you a thing or two about making nuisance in my bar. Get over here.
After Not Mike and Large Marge move past Cypher and his companion,
I've got you now.
the 2 stand up and make their way through the kitchen and down into the cellar,
You're going to regret that.
where 2 armed city guards attend the open portal.
Hello, lads. I'm Cypher, and I believe I have a reservation.
Cypher tosses one of the guards a small bag of coins. The 2 guards step aside, and Cypher and his companion enter the portal. Scene 2. The Monsignor for Cheddar's Church of Greyhawk. The small dark room is lit by only a few candles. Books clutter the top of the desk as well as the shelf, but it is too dark to read the titles of the books without picking them up and drawing them to oneself. The 2 men wait in an uncomfortable silence until the small wooden door opens to the room and the Monsignor enters 30 minutes late to their original appointment.
I am sorry to keep you waiting. My meeting with the judge took a lot longer than I had originally anticipated.
Of course, Monsignor. May Greyhawk light your path. I trust your meeting was fruitful.
As much as it ever is dealing with the judge. Tell her, how are you?
I am well. You look well yourself. I hate to sound rude, but you have kept us waiting and I do have another appointment to attend. While the Trades Guild has and will continue to respect the church and their wishes, I must ask that we move into the nature of this meeting.
I could not agree more. Robin, what was so urgent that you rushed here from the nest and called this meeting?
As you wish. It has come to our attention that one of your paladins has fallen from the grace of Greyhawk and committed himself to the darkened path. This has been confirmed by multiple sources. By church decree, we are requesting that you issue the warrant for his arrest.
The Monsignor looks from Robin to tell her,
This cannot be handled within the church? Why do we have a representative here from the Trades Guild?
The paladin in question continues to gain power at an exceptional rate. I believe that we are going to need to hire a specialist, and we would like this transaction to be handled by a middleman. Teller is here to show their commitment to the order and front the fees for the capture of the paladin.
Who is this paladin?
I would prefer to have the Monsignor's approval before divulging church affairs with an outsider.
You should have thought about that before you invited me here.
I agree with Teller. I would have the paladin's name before signing off on a warrant.
As you wish. The paladin is Malfader Bromroyal. Not only has he fallen from grace, but it appears that he has taken on criminal activities, worked outside the boundaries of honor, and began casting unholy magics. He is a blight on our order and must pay for his actions.
Malfador? Have you lost your wits? Paladin or not, he is the son of Donato Bromroyo, one of the most influential traders of the guild. The man practically runs this half of Euphrey.
Trader's son or not, he took the oaths as a paladin of Greyhawk and—
Oaths be damned! The Trades Guild took no such oaths, nor will we finance the ridiculous punishment of someone just for wanting to leave your church.
Maybe this decision is above your station, and you should learn to—
Please, that is enough. Let us remain civil. Robin, you seem as if you are ready to dole out punishment before even speaking with him regarding his crimes. Is he so guilty that you would rush to judgment without speaking with one of our own paladins? Especially a paladin that shows so much potential. This seems very short-sighted of the nest. Maybe we could delay a little while. Maybe we could find Malfader and speak with him about the events. I'm sure there's a good explanation.
Delay if you want, but the decision has been made. Malfader is meant to be made an example for anyone who strays from the path. We will do this with or without the help of the Trades Guild. Although the church will remember where the guild sided in terms of heresy, I will give you both 2 weeks to come to a conclusion regarding the boy. After that, the decision of action will default to the nest.
Scene 3. Tiana meets with Kafir. Tiana stands in front of a table with stolen goods spread across the top. Kafir sits in a chair behind the table. 2 guards stand by the main entryway, blocking any kind of escape. Outside, the sun is shining, and the city is full of noises of townsfolk going about their everyday lives. Kafir's place of business is in a basement, but there are windows across the top of the wall to let the light in. The well-dressed gnome puts down the item he was tinkering with and lifts his gaze to Tiana.
Tiana, what a lovely surprise. I didn't realize you were still running jobs. I thought you were just fencing now.
I normally don't. Not anymore. Unless the job is right. And one of my regulars told me about a job that you were looking for that was just right.
You've gotten a lot cockier over the year. Nonetheless, what did you hear?
I heard you were looking for a special set of goggles. Some that can allow you to see through all forms of darkness, including the darkness that the drows can create. Or am I mistaken?
Ha! I've said I would pay dearly for those, but there's only one pair of them, and they belong to a queen on the Abyssal Isle. Good luck pulling those in.
For a man who deals in information, you seem to frequently be lacking in the exchange.
Tiana, you know something I do not?
It seems I know a great deal that you do not. First, Kafir, the goggles were gifted from the queen to her court mage, an elderly wizard who had ventured for Gagme, and he isn't on the isle anymore. More importantly, however, there's not just one set of these goggles. There's 3. The first set belongs to that mage. The next sits in the nest with the Church of Greyhawk. And the third set belonged to a famous pirate. He kept them in a secret compartment within a tiny footlocker in his cabin.
That seems very specific. And how did you come across this information?
I grabbed them from the pirate.
Ha! Are you being serious right now? No games.
You know my reputation. This is the real deal.
Okay then. What do you want for them?
500 gold pieces. And that quick shift ring you took off of Princeling Humphrey last month.
Wow. Your intel is very good. I didn't think anyone knew about that job. That's a really steep price. But I think I can agree to those terms.
Tiana opens her mouth to rebuttal, but stops short when she realizes that Kafir agreed to the terms without negotiating.
Something's not right. He always negotiates.
Kiefer pulls open a drawer in the desk and pulls out an envelope. He grabs a small dagger from the table and slices open the envelope, and then deposits the contents onto the desk.
This is the ring. Grunts, bring out 500 gold for Tiana.
No. Something is definitely wrong. He's lying.
A quick glance over Tiana's shoulder tells her that the 2 thugs are still by the main door. Her eyes shift to the door behind Kiefer's desk, her option B for escape. Footsteps come from that hallway. That must be where Grunts is coming from. Another quick look to the table where the ring sits, and then to her right. Option 3 for escape. A skinny window high off the ground. The basement they are in is short, and the window leads to the ground level outside.
Sounds like a good trade. Glad we work so well together, Kafir, despite you being a moron.
Tiana steps forward and places her foot on the stool in front of the desk. With her right leg lifted and her foot resting easily on the stool, Tiana extends her arm and the box with the goggles out to Kafir. A cruel, selfish grin slides across the man's face.
Grunts, now!
A large man walks through the door behind Kiefer, but he isn't holding a bag of 500 gold. Instead, he trains his heavy crossbow on Tiana. In one fluid motion, Tiana kicks the stool forward, sliding it to the wall, and leans back in the opposite direction. causing the heavy crossbolt to whiz past her and slam into one of the thugs behind her at the main door. At the same time, her left hand drops to the table and scoops up the ring, while her right hand opens up, palm facing the window that was her third option.
Push,
She says as the telekinetic force from her hand shatters the window, blowing all the glass outside into the street. A thug at the door draws his baton while Grunt attempts to reload the heavy crossbow. Before any of the men in the room can act, Tiana bursts into a sprint across the room. She steps on the stool that she had slid across the floor and vaults herself through the window.
Nice doing business with you.
She calls back towards Kafir, who is in turn cursing at his men to catch her. Before regaining her feet, Tiana slips the quick shift ring on her finger, looks to the flat roof 2 buildings down, and says,
Shift.
The ring activates, but instead of reappearing immediately on the roof 2 doors down, as expected, Tiana gets caught in a void. It's not black. It's not empty. It is instead a deep purple all around her. There are other beings here, but she isn't in any danger currently. She just floats in the vast purple void. And then she sees a face. It's blurry at first, but her vision continues to focus as the face appears to get clearer. Are you the stable one?
I know that voice.
Are you the stable one?
Is this a dream?
Are you the stable one?
Or am I dead? Did Kafir somehow get lucky and kill me before I could shift?
Please. Are you the stable one?
Who are you?
She is real.
Where am I?
I found her. Tim, I found her.
Terry?
I found the stable one. Tiana appears on the roof 2 doors down. The void is gone.
Terry, what have you done?
Scene 4. Nana's village. A knock comes to Nana's door from 2 Gagme officials wearing Taviran cloaks. I'm coming. Just a moment.
Hello, Nana, I presume?
Why, yes. I'm Nana.
Nana, my name is Jack, Monterey Jack, and this is my partner, Sir Phobos, and we're here from the Global Adventurers Guild, Masters Enterprise. You got a moment to answer a few questions?
Oh dear, yes. Come in. Would you like some tea?
Ah, yes. Tea sounds lovely. Nana, we would like to discuss 3 travelers who may have stopped by your home not too long ago. 2 men and a woman. Does this ring a bell?
Oh dear. Why, yes, this does ring the bell. Is everything okay?
As far as we know, they're all in perfect health. We believe, however, that the 3 may be acting under the guise of Gagme officials. At least, we believe that the dwarf that was with them has been impersonating a currently retired adventurer named Ingvald.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Did you say a dwarf?
Ah, yes. Yes, ma'am. The dwarf has been walking around claiming to be Ingvald. We can confirm that this is not the case, but the incident requires investigation into the matter.
There was no dwarf here when the young'un stopped by. Just the man with the sleeveless shirt, the woman with that tattoo on her eye, and the loud boy with the top hat.
Interesting. Maybe... Nah, couldn't be. Nana, when they were here, did they harm you or take anything of importance from your home?
Well, no. My goodness, was I in danger?
I don't mean to scare you, ma'am, but we believe you may be in danger. We have reports saying that the man named Francis Lyon is responsible for stealing a leg from a one-legged man after beating him senseless.
Oh my. Oh my, oh my.
Do you recall them saying anything specific, or have you noticed anything notable missing from around the house?
Well, I did notice that my Nana's Bananas bar of soap was missing, but that nice young lady left me an I'm sorry note for the inconvenience. She was such a dear.
Well, ma'am, I think you've answered all of our questions. We thank you for your time.
And if you see the suspects again, please do not hesitate to send out a seagull.
Oh, but of course. I hope you find them, officers.
We will, Nana. We will.
And that wraps up the NPC interludes. Be honest, is your mind blown? I mean, I feel like your mind might be blown. In addition to the NPC interludes, we also have other bonus content that we are going to be having on our Patreon. We're going to have end-of-month recap episodes where we'll have a hero and a villain, and possibly more than one of each, but we'll talk through kind of what's going on in the different campaigns for the 4 episodes that happened throughout the month, and I guess 5 episodes if there's 5 Fridays. You know what I mean. But we'll talk through it and get each other's ideas and some fun random theories. And then also we're going to be doing some bonus one-shot material that is going to be posted there as well. So they're not specifically campaign related, but they are just going to be fun bonus content with the cast and kind of mixing things up. And there will be different DMs that will do stuff as well. So really exciting stuff there. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Nico, you've told me about all this awesome content, and I'm super excited, but you didn't tell me where to find it. Well, good news. You can find it on our website, afoolsquest.com. Just head over to afoolsquest.com, and you've got the Patreon right there for it. Or you can go to patreon.com/afoolsquest. We also have additional music on there, additional lore, art, all sorts of crazy things. Plus, our patrons get to vote on different things that we do for the show. They voted on the 2 different art scenes that we've commissioned so far, as well as some other things. So it's a lot of fun. We invite you to come. If Patreon's just not your thing, that's totally okay. If you still want to support the show, make sure to shoot us a quick message on social media telling us what you think of the show. It really boosts our spirits every time we see or hear something come through from one of you. You can also join our Discord and say hi to everyone and give feedback and talk with the cast. We're all on there. We all talk every day, and it's just a good time full of good people and good friends. And of course, if you're feeling especially spicy, you can always click that 5 stars and leave a review so that other people know that we are awesome, because they listen to you. Random internet strangers will listen to you. I promise. All of them. Every single one. I do want to say a special thank you to Midnight Syndicate, who in part provides our music, as well as Algal the Bard, who has contributed his music to the show as well. So anyways, I think that's enough rambling from me right now. Remember, hop on to afoolsquest.com, check out the stuff. There's merch on there, links to all of our links to the things, to the stuff. And remember, be safe, we love you all, and stay foolish.